So we opened ourselves up for this. But it's all good. It's all good in the end because guess what? There's a long season ahead of us. And we're going to have to start getting our butt into gear and start winning. And I think we will. I truly believe we will. One game does not define us. I get it. It sucks. But it is what it is. But now the media is going to rip up this part. And I think this is good. This is good to get us, more accountable and kind of get us more together as a team because this needs to happen. And idiots like Canty here are going to help out a lot. And you know what's funny? Here's what's actually hilariously funny, right? Is that Chris Canty is such an idiot that Dan Orlovsky had to say that he's an idiot. That's what's crazy in all this. Is Chris Canty is such an idiot that even Dan Orlovsky had to say, bro, what are you even saying? And I already think Dan Orlovsky's an idiot. So the fact that Chris Canty had to literally get called out by Dan Orlovsky, that's crazy. But anyway, Chris Canty goes on a absolute tear right now. And he's been saying this about how Joe Burrow let us down last night. He's the reason we lost. And we all know that's not the case. We all know, if you watch the game, our biggest problem was defense. Joe put up 324 yards, 3 touchdowns. He went up and down the field. His biggest problem, and the biggest problem we had last night on offense, if you want to put any blame on us on offense, it's the fact that we were 2-4 in the red zone. That was our biggest problem. But you put up 33 points on offense. There is no excuse why you should lose a game. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do, anything. If a quarterback puts up 33 points and can't win a game, that's a humongous defensive issue. And again, like I said, there's no excuse for how last night went. Maybe it was a primetime game. Maybe we just sucked on primetime football. Maybe we were too cocky going into it. Maybe Cam Taylor-Britt talked too much. But at the end of the day, he goes on a tear here, blaming Joe Burrow, saying Joe Burrow let the Bengals down. He's the reason we lost. He's the reason why we didn't get the win. And it's just, again, we allowed this to happen by playing awful in defense last night. We allowed this to happen by, just being toast, on defense. And again, yeah, I think moving forward, we're going to be a lot better. I truly do believe that. Especially when it comes to we're not playing primetime games moving forward until, the Ravens game down the line. So I'm very confident, again, like I said, in this team because what I saw last night is actually something that I'm very, very excited about. And it's our offense. And I know Chris Canty's going to talk here and rip us apart and say the offense is the problem. Joe Burrow is the problem. But what I saw last night was we were able to move the ball with efficiency. We moved the ball up and down the field, and we looked good. And week 2 against the Chiefs, our offense also looked good. Week 2, our defense looked amazing. We had, 3 turnovers versus Patrick Mahomes, 4 if not called back for a penalty. So, again, I know you look at last night's game and you really just kind of, with our NFL minds here, we always kind of look at what happened last, the last thing that happened, and you kind of hyper-fixate on that. And you got to, to a certain degree, you have to, because you have to learn from what just happened. But one game does not define anything. We definitely look good. There are a lot of good takeaways from last night. And sometimes the loss, go back last year when we lost to the Titans, there was no good takeaways. I think we'll be absolutely fine. But to say that Joe Burrow is the problem or any problem with Joe Burrow is just idiotic and stupid. And I know Chris Canty just says this just so he can get attention and views and clicks and people can say, oh, they disagree with it. And I think that's truly what this is. The only reason he's saying this is so people will comment on his stuff or comment on his videos and say, oh, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. And then he gets clicks and views, he gets money, and he gets ratings, and the TV station, that's all this is. It's really just it's enragement bait at this point. I'm realizing this with Chris Canty especially. Because the stuff he says just doesn't make sense. He just says stuff to say stuff. And it's like you clearly can see that the guy hasn't watched the game. He didn't watch the game at all. You know, again, it's disappointing because we're allowing him to do this. You know, there's no one to blame for this situation other than us. And that's really what this comes down to. This is 100% on us on allowing him to do this. But, you know, you always got to look at the positives in the end here. We're getting BJ Hill back. We're going to get Sheldon Rankins back. We're going to get some of that defensive line that has been injured back. We're going to figure that out. Our offense has looked absolutely amazing last night. Joe Burrow looked amazing last night. We came away last night with only one major injury, and that was the right tackle. And Amarius Mims, while he wasn't perfect, he looked serviceable in that game. And for his first game in the NFL, I'm actually very proud of him. Again, is it impossible to go 0-3 and make the playoffs? Absolutely no. It's not impossible at all. And right now, the odds are stacked against us. But that's how we play our best football. And listen, people are going to talk the talk. They're going to trash on us, and I get it. I fully understand it. We deserve it. But, again, we're just going to have to move forward. And we have the third easiest schedule. And I know, yeah, we lost some very easy games, you could say. But, you know, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep looking ahead of you. And you got to learn from what you just had happen. What happened was we got our butts kicked on defense. And our defense needs to learn from this. Our defense needs to adapt from this and get better. We have Andy Dalton next week, and I think we will 100% beat him. I have zero reason to think we're not going to beat him next week. I know he's coming off a good game, but again, like I said, I'm not scared of Andy Dalton right now. I think what we also need to realize, and I think this is kind of hard to think because he's a rookie, Jayden Daniel was a top 5 pick for a reason. And I know we could sit here and say, oh, we should beat him, we should beat him, we should beat him. Why? Why should we have been able to stop a top 5 pick? You know, eventually top 5 picks start getting going. CJ Stroud started getting going last year. And at some point, there was teams that should have beat him because he's a rookie. But reality-wise, he's a really great player. And sometimes you just lose your really great player. It is what it is. Like I said, at the end of the day, you know, we're held to a higher standard because we are a championship team. We are a good team. And we're just not playing our best football right now. But to say that it's all Joe Burrow's fault is idiotic. But again, like I said, I think he does it for rage bait. So he's doing exactly what he's getting what he wants out of this. But it's okay. Like I said, it's one game at a time. We got the Panthers, and then we got the Ratbirds. And it's funny because, you know, let everyone talk crap, but the Giants just beat the Browns, okay? The Browns just lost to the New York Giants. And I know everyone's going to trash on us for losing to Commanders, but the Commanders are 1,000 times better than the New York Giants. Oh, wait, they just beat the New York Giants. That's right. The New York Giants just lost to the Commanders that we lost to. And the Browns just lost to the Commanders. So, Browns fans, you can't talk any trash about that. I'm sorry, you can't. The Ratbirds, you guys literally barely got through the Cowboys when they came back and should have beat you. Okay? You should be 0-3 as well. The only good thing about the whole situation that is in front of us right now is our division is piss poor right now. The AFC North, for whatever reason, is piss poor. The only team that's actually getting going right now is the Steelers, and that's really coming down to they have a very easy schedule, and they're playing great defense, and they deserve the wins they're getting. And let me not even say that. No excuse for that. Steelers are playing great football. But the Steelers are going to run into a very difficult schedule at the very end of the season. So they're going to have to also go through, you know, trials and tribulations. It's one game at a time, boys. And it is what it is. We're going to be fine. I truly, 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 truly believe we are going to be fine. Because, again, we have the team that can deal with this adversity. We dealt with it last year. We dealt with it, you know, throughout pretty much forever, it feels like. And while it sucks, it does. It really does. We just gotta, you know, pick our heads back up, get back to work, and keep grinding. We're going to be okay, but this is a setback, and we're going to be good. Hoo day for life.